George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
But the other thing, Rob, that we can go and just talk a little bit about, like the general mortgage market and how that might affect, our us in the state here. Loan limits for conventional went from 510, 400 to 548,250. So we had about a 7.5% increase year over year, which I think is, that's just evidence, to support what's going on in the housing market here.
And the prices, yeah. So let me pull that back up.
Yeah.
I'll pull up the chart. Let me find it.
And then the one I think that Rob's pulling up here is more specifically for FHA, the county by county. And the thing that's really interesting is,
oh yeah, FHA.
Davis, Morgan, Weber, Box Elder, all Cache County. But we've got several of these counties north of Salt Lake at 646,000.
Yeah, Davis 646 in Salt Lake.
And Salt Lake is less. Yeah.
Yeah, 150.
Yeah, I don't get how Utah County, Provo, is at 439.3 and Davis County is at 646,300. But not only Davis County, but also Morgan and Weber County. So you can go and get a FHA loan. You can go, somebody with a 620 credit score can put down 3.5% on a $670,000 home up in Syracuse. You're buying a mansion up there,
right? Ogden.
Yeah, right. Yeah, up in Ogden and stuff. So the FHA limits in some of the counties are substantially higher than they are for conventional. So it's just anyway, and then I think Wasatch and Summit County, 817,000. That probably gets you in Summit County what 400,000 would get you in Davis County, but I don't know. So I don't do a whole lot up in the Park City market area up there, but I know that does, and you've got some other agents that are active up there. But so that's, to me, that's just a reflection and an acknowledgement that purchase prices are, the market is appreciating, and whatever the metrics are that they look to come up with these numbers. I don't know how you get Davis County being that much better than Utah County, but it skews back and forth, and it just is what it is. But those are the numbers that we have for 2020.
Yeah, that's baffling. Yeah, because Davis, with their median price is 479. Well, there you go. That's why Salt Lake's median price is 394.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, but there's a nationwide floor that the lowest that any county is, it's something like 300 something, but we don't have anything lower than the 456. So down in San Pete County, where Rose Truly and a few other people reside, 456 gets you a pretty nice size home down in that area still. So I'm sorry, I'm 356.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you can do pretty well in San Pete with 356.
Yeah, but and then those are the loan limits, and so some people think, okay, well, I can't buy anything. No, if you have,
you have to have 3.5% down, right?
Right. If the loan limit is 400, you can buy a $500,000 home with an FHA loan. You just got to come up with the difference for the down.
Right.
And there's a lot of cases. I've got a FHA loan that's going to be going under contract here shortly, where the buyer has got a little bit more than 5% down, but because of some credit concerns, they're not eligible for anything except an FHA loan. Right. So this is for people in those situations.
So George, on these loan limits, so like on a duplex 580, you still only need 3.5% down on a duplex, right?
Correct. Now, the underwriting on a duplex is almost the exact same as it is on a single family residence. Once you get into 3 and 4 unit properties, FHA has a completely different calculation that brings in to consideration the comparable rents and what they call the property basically has to cash flow itself based on that. So you can have the best buyer in the world. You can have somebody that's got the down payment and everything else is all lined up. But if they're buying a triplex or a fourplex, and if the appraiser, it's not what's on the lease agreements, and it's not even if the property is vacant, the appraiser is going to go out there and he's going to come up with a comparable rent schedule. And he's going to say, okay, look, comparable rent on these property would be $1,000 per unit. Okay. FHA is going to take 80% of that, and they're going to say, okay, if that means that I can count $3,200 of this as income, that payment on that triplex or fourplex has to be $3,200 or less. FHA wants to know that if they got to take that thing back, they want to know that it's going to cash flow while it's sitting there if they have to collect the rent.
Right.
On a duplex, we don't do that on duplex. On a duplex, all you do is, and I've got one of my kids, that's entertaining that thought of having their first home be a duplex. And I said, that's great, because if the rent on the other unit is $1,200 a month, I can count 80% of that, where it is $960 or whatever. I can actually count that as additional income to help them qualify for it. So you got somebody who's only maybe making $50,000 a year, you add another $1,000 a month to their income off of the projected rent off of that other unit. Well, you're moving somebody from from low 300s to low 400s. I mean, you're making a big difference in the amount that you can move their purchasing power.
Right.
So.
And that would work. Yeah, they live there 5 years, rents go up, and then it's, the cash flow makes more sense. They could refinance into conventional, get rid of some of the mortgage insurance, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, and then they got a great investment property going forward if they want to move out and get into something else.
Right.